How's it going, everybody? It's PJ for Pete_J on YouTube, PJ Play on Twitch. All right, now we got the Delray Custom here. Sweet looking vehicle, but it needs a lot of work. A 57 Delray Custom. Fury. All right. V8 overhead valve. Gets 355 horses at 5,560 RPM and 566 Newton meters at 3,760 RPM. We got repair all engine faults, brake problems, and loud exhaust. So, it doesn't say anything about not starting. Holy cow, dude. This is gonna be another massive work. There's no OBD on a 57. We're not worried about draining anything just yet. Let's look at the fuel pressure and see what that tells us. Carburetor's at 34%, the fuel filter's at 32, fuel pump's at 35. So the fuel system in the 30s, I want to just double check the work order, 30%. So all of those parts are above that 30%. So tire tread tester, I like to run all the tests. You might as well. I mean, you got them. That's why you got it, right? 36, 39, I think 33 was the first one, 48. 33, 36, 48, and 49. Again, all above that 30%. So far, so good. Electric multimeter, what does it tell us? The multimeter, the alternator's at 43%, the starter at 35. Fuses, so far, everything north of 30%. So not, oh, there's a rally type C that's at 30. So the relay type C is at 30%. So that's on the cusp. Let's see if it made the it did not make the list. So there we go. Now we're going back to testing tools. We've got the compression tester. Let's see what it says. 32, 49. There you go. Piston rings at 14%. So we got a problem there. Rocker arm so far looking good. So one set of piston rings needs to be changed out. And we've run all the tests we can here. So I think from this point what we do is we're going to disengage the vehicle. Yeah, I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change those piston rings yet. But we're going to move it over to the test path. And we'll run it through the paces there, and we'll see what it comes up with. And if we need to, then we'll take it out on the test track. Yes, I would like to try this out. It's going to give us some brake information, so some suspension information. Alright, the passenger side front brakes are below that 30%, so they may need, they're definitely going to need to be looked at. We already knew that though. They're on the work order we have brakes, so we know they're going to be some issues there. Those are a little bit, you know, those are both above 30, so alright, front suspension doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't, I mean, compared to the rest of the vehicle. All right, both north of 30, so there you have it. We've got a drum brake cylinder that needs to be replaced. They list them in order of percentage. So you got that. You got two drum brake cylinders that need to be replaced because this one's at 19. Set of pads, some a shoe, and a disc brake that needs. All of those need to be replaced. That's probably going to be our braking issues. We can go back to 2. Oh, I forgot to wash the Pingani. That was dumb. If we look at this, piston rings, rocker arm, brake problems, we have all of that figured out, so that's okay. But we're gonna go ahead and go out on the test track because there's still a lot of outstanding. So we're gonna see if we can't help ourselves out. Wheels are not aligned. Car may drive oddly. Let's get out then, and I say let's align the wheels, right? Does it cost us anything? It doesn't really cost us anything to align the wheels, does it? And that was over here in test. We'll align the wheels. Okay, so we're going to go here, click on this one. So you just click on the arrow, and then using the A and D button, you move it in the direction it needs to go. So right now I'm hitting A, and that gets me in the center. Over here, we'll click on there. We're going to hit the D button to bring it back to the right. There you go. All those wheels are now aligned, perfectly aligned with 0 degrees of deviation. And we're going to get there, and we're going to go here. And now we'll take it out on the test track. See if we can't figure out some more of what's going on with this here vehicle. Current color is green, so we're good to go. All right. So far, so good, folks. We got this one. I think I might try the racetrack with the other car we've got in the other bay. So up there in the top left, you can see there's a checklist of the tests we're going to be running here. We got the slalom test, the acceleration test, the suspension test, and the brakes test. And after that, we get a pretty comprehensive idea. Whoa, this thing is... She's got a lot of speed, this one. No, stop. Jeez, oh Pete. Oh, that was pretty fast. I mean, it was deceptively quick, that car. That thing took off. And then when we hit the acceleration test, obviously, I just put the pedal down, and then I realized I was coming up to the end of that track a lot quicker than I thought. So, but this will give you a pretty comprehensive. I mean, you could probably even skip all the rest of the test and just do this, and you'll wind up. See, it gives us the drum brake cylinder, both drum brake cylinders, brake pads. Brake disc ventilated, well, solid rear drive axle, clutch plate. We got rubber bushings, leaf springs. None of that stuff is important. They didn't give us anything about the engine, though. Why didn't they tell us much about the engine? Let's look at the brake. Yeah, see, that's still the same stuff. Okay. Loud exhaust isn't difficult. We know that's basically the exhaust system, so you can start that investigation by looking at the exhaust manifolds. Unfortunately, I wish you could examine them without having to take the part off. If I do this, right, and it says 3 of 23, so we've examined 3 of 23. Okay, we need a new air filter. It will give me everything but the exhaust manifolds. It even gives me like front exhaust sections, but it doesn't give me the exhaust manifold. Okay, so if we go in, normal mode. Okay, so if we go in here, the arm is shot. Let's take a look. Okay, so we got a rocker arm, serpentine belt, arm B, air filter. Still got 5 parts that are not discovered. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. So the only way to really check this exhaust manifold is to pull it off the engine. It looks like it's in bad shape, but I don't think it's in, it's not in, 39%. So that's not one of the exhaust issues. All right, let's get around here. What about this one? Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it either, but there's no way to tell until you pull it off. %. Yep, that's not our issue. Okay. It did examine the exhaust pipe, so what comes off of here? We could, well, if we disengage, not disconnect. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit of a tricky one as well, and more than likely we're going to wind up having to tear down the entire. Where are we at? Where are we at with this one? Estonia? I think that's Estonia. If we go here, examination mode, and we back up a little bit, we can see it's looked at these exhaust pipes. And they are orange, but not red. The orange and the red is so close. Exhaust 0 of 2. Okay, so that one's shot. This one's orange. Okay, middle muffler and the rear muffler. All right, so we need a rear muffler. We need a. Yeah, can I pull? Front exhaust pipe, V8 overhead valve. We need a rear muffler. Which one was red? Was it this one? Let's go disengage. Let's look at our numbers here. Well, that's orange. That's orange. Normal mode. Disengage. Let's look at the list. Oh, front exhaust pipe and rear muffler. So we got them. Okay. Again, I don't believe we can repair exhaust pipes. I think we just replace them. But let's double check before we fly off the handle. We do not have any parts. Okay, so we need one of those. We need one of those. Exhaust. Actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just do this. 150. We get it for 127. X. 55 credits. We'll get it for 48. X. All right. So this should take care of the exhaust issues. 1 hundo and 1 hundo. There we go. Okay, so that's done. We have handled the exhaust issue. Come back down. I think we got to do. Is there brakes? No. Holy cow! I got a ton. Brake problems. All right. So brake disc ventilated. That's front. Brake pads. That's front. Brake shoe. That's back. Drum brake cylinder. Those are back. Okay. Actually, get it up. Back up in the air. My back's killing me. I don't want to bend down. All right. Here we go. Pull this tire. Okay. Drum brake. All right. Pull the shoes. 29%. Brake cylinder. Let's go to the other side because that's just going to be a cylinder. Okay. There she goes. Pull that shoe. 41% in this cylinder. All right, now, like I said, the first thing they taught us in Auto Shop was how to rebuild a drum brake cylinder. So I think we should be able to work on them, right? Oh, we can work on one. We can work on the shoes too. That's surprising. We're gonna resurface the shoes. One hundo. That one's not in need of repair, so I'm not gonna mess with it so I don't wind up breaking it. Getting a little bit better. Actually, I like it when they leave them on the end. That is so much easier to try and hit than... Alright, this is taking a lot of work. Alright, so we got the shoes repaired. We've got the one of the cylinders repaired. We got to go shopping. We need to go to brakes, and we need a drum brake cylinder. 11 credits, going for 9. Oh, that's... I thought those things were a little bit more expensive because they're actually a little bit more complicated on the inside. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a, you know, it's not a tip-in. Those things require a little bit of information, knowledge. All right, so we'll be done with the rears here in a second. We're just going to rebuild. Got the one hundo. This is, like I say, these shoes were in okay condition. 41%. This poor car. You know, if somebody would just invest the money. Obviously, the person who has it loves it, but they are in real danger of losing this car if they don't, if they can't find some capital to throw into this thing. What do we need? Brake disc ventilated and brake pads. Well, I can see, we talked about this before, if you can see the name on the pad is good. The disc looks like it's not a hundo, but again, that doesn't mean it needs work. And this one you can see definitely needs work. And you can't read the name. So this one is a candidate for repair here. Should have sprayed it first. But that's okay, we're still going to be able to leave it for a bit. Alright, so off comes the caliper. I'm going to hit this down here first. Let it soak for a couple minutes. Alright, for a couple of seconds. We're going to pull the pads, and we're going to pull the brake disc. And we have a brake lathe, boys and girls. We're going to come over here just to see if we can... Nope, we can't work on those pads. I didn't think so. I just didn't want to take it for granted. Brake lathe, go ahead, put that on there. Cutting it up there with that diamond head. Get a nice resurface on it, get that rust and everything off. It's going to come off of there looking spanking new, man. She's going to be in good shape. Just don't want to take too much off. I was going to say, you don't want to grind the thing into nothing. All right, so now if we look at our 100%, there you go. And we didn't have to buy them a new one. We just went ahead and took care of that one. Alright, so we're going to rebuild 100%. We got a new... No, we didn't. But that's okay. I'm going to order them right here, and they'll deliver them to me within seconds. I didn't even have to walk away from the car. It just came right in. Actually, we had them on hand. Let's say I had them on hand, so... Alright, so here's that. Alright, and if we look at it then, brakes and stuff. So now we got engine faults, air filter, R&B. Those are just, you know, those are easy to get to. Piston rings, that's an issue. Rocker arm, that's under the cover, so that's not as difficult. Serpentine belt, You may have to take everything off the front, but we have 5 parts undiscovered. So I think what I'm going to wind up doing here is I'm going to drain the oil and I'm going to drop the oil pan, because I can then get a look at the crankshaft and the wait a minute, what? Use equipment. And yeah, I'll be giving him oil, and that does cost me. It anytime you refill any fluids, you do pay for the fluids, so it is going to cost me. But this is more of a diagnostic kind of thing where I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I'm trying to figure out where we're missing these 5 parts from. All right, yeah, I can see it. We've got about like 3 pistons here that are cooked. This one and this one. So first 2, and then the second one on the driver's side. No, the passenger side, right? We got some cooked rod caps back here. 1, 2, 3 cooked rod caps. Maybe even 4. This one may be on the cusp. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's change these rod caps. I don't think we don't have to take these pistons out, so let's not do that. But that's at 38% actually. That doesn't really need to go. Wow, that's crazy. %. Again, still within tolerance. So I'm apoplectic trying to figure out what in the heck is going on with this guy. 36%, again, not needed to be replaced. Part not discovered. We got piston rings, so it must have done something to check the pistons, right? All right, let's turn it on, because that way, okay, there are these rings here. I guess these pistons are fine, right? This is the thing I talked about before. I wish I could go back and look at the results of the tests we've already done, because it gives you that like information sheet, but then it goes away and you can't really access it again. And it's like, well, I would like to verify that I did those tests, right? And I just want to see. All right, well, we'll take this, and here's the front. So it's on the left side, and it is the 3rd cylinder. 3rd cylinder on the left side. We emptied the oil, so we don't have to worry about spilling any oil. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. So we not only are we going to be pulling this, but we're going to have to probably look at the gearbox as well. That was 18%. Yeah, so that rocker arm needs to get changed. Although I think we already have that on the list. Again, one of the tests we did gave us a breakdown of the rocker arms, and I think there was only one that made it on the list, so that may be the only one that needed to be changed. Yeah. Okay, and now push rods. 48, 49, 18. There's a push rod that needs to get changed right there. 36, 40, 36, 49. 49. Okay. So just a bunch of individual things that just need to get replaced. Well, 40%. Ooh, spark plugs. Nope, 37%. All of this stuff is just barely hanging on. 35. It looks really bad, but it's all just, you know, just hanging on. Okay. Yeah. Stripping it down. That's okay, because I was thinking about checking this rotor. Rotor's fine. Rotor's fine. Take manifold. %. Okay. Okay. Piston rings at 14%. Still got 4 parts not discovered. Okay. Is there any way I can... Is there any way I can... I can use my newfound powers. It won't let me, will it? 17 and 17. That's all it gives me. It won't tell me anything else. All right, well, I may wind up having to do that. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take apart the other side. But we cannot work on piston rings. All this stuff, again, north of 30%. So it's not worth risking possibly breaking it by trying to fix all that stuff on. It would be nice, but again, it's tends to can blow up in your face. Yeah, okay. So that's our shopping list. We're gonna go back to the full Monty. We're gonna do piston rings. 20 credits, we'll get them for 17. Air filter, 10 credits. We get it for 8. Push rod, 5 credits. We get it for 4. A rocker arm for 15 we'll get for 12. Okay, so let's go make these repairs on the right side of the engine. Now we're going to, we didn't take arm B yet, so rocker arm, valve push rod. What else did I buy? Rocker arm, push rod, air filter, and piston rings. Okay, cool. For a minute there, I'm like, it seems like I bought a lot more than that. I can go back in there. We can put the engine head back on. Okay. Exhaust manifold can go back on. That's cool. cool. Okay. Actually, get this spark plugs back in, and the oh, well, actually, we can't do the ignition wires because we still got the distributor taken apart. So, okay. Start getting this thing put back together here. We still got a couple more parts. But we got to do some work on the front of this engine. And it looks like that probably that radiator fan. But again, the state of this car is such that you really can't take anything for granted. I mean, the car is in such disrepair that, you know, unless it's completely below that number, you know, you'd want to change everything on the engine, and you can't do that. All right, let's do this. All right, we got to do, this is 100, so we're going to put the 100 in here. It must have drifted off. There's that. Now we can just fill the rest of these in. The highest one was 49%. A lot of 49s. That one's the 100. 40. It's 100. All right, well, we'll help him out as much as we can. Obviously, every time he comes into the shop, we'll give him the best care we can. I'm hoping he can find some more cash though, because it's a beautiful, beautiful car. It's got a lot of pickup, but it needs a lot of work. It definitely needs a lot of work. If you'd like to sell it to me, I may even purchase it from him, take it off his hands. I could put it back together using parts I have in the shop. Turn around, sell it. Put the head cover back on. All right, so before we put the carburetor back on, oh, actually, yeah, we probably shouldn't have put the distributor back on, because we are going to try, well, let's do the front first. We know this arm is bad, so we've got to replace it. So let's start by taking it apart, and we'll see which of the we'll see which of these parts is in worse shape. See that? Like I say, the fan to me looked like it was in bad shape, but 36%, so it's north of that 30 number. That roller looks brandy dandy new. 45%. Serpentine belt. Oh, the water pump's got to go. Oh, water pump. All right, let's drain the radiator. Because that, again, and it's been deceptive. I keep thinking, oh yeah, the water pump. Look at how bad that water pump is, and it's like, nope, it's at 43%, and you're like, really? All right, so we need to remove the power steering pump. Do I need to? I probably should, right? Let's drain the power steering reservoir. Better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to get hit with the penalty. So our steering pump is off. We're going to pull this idle roller. We're going to pull this. That's the arm that that's the arm that needs to get replaced. So this is the arm that needs to get replaced right there. And we got to get the alternator off. %. Oh, sorry. Idler roller. That's going to come off as well. Arm A. What about the water pump? %. So that's definitely got to come off. Crankshaft pulley. Timing cover. Well, let's check the timing chain while we're here. That needs some spray. That needs some spray. We'll let that kind of sit, soak in for a bit. Is there any way to look at that? It's orange. Both of those things are orange, so they're not, oh, sorry. So they're not in bad shape. I'm not sure about the camshaft though. Oh yeah, I don't think I can take them out with the push rods in. Okay. So that's going to have to remain a mystery at least for a little while. I'm hoping that's not the problem, because that will mean having to take apart the entire engine again. And we can put the crankshaft pulley on. I think the water pump, let's go. We got our parts. We're going to go over here to the parts repair table. Water pump, 23%. All right. 67%. There you go. Water pump. We don't need a new water pump. I got one. We will need a new arm, though. I wonder if that goes to the body shop, though. We may have to go and take a look at that. Water pump. Doesn't that look out of place? Sitting here. 45%. Oop. Arm A is at 42. Alternator can go back because that is at 43. Idler roller. 45. What else? We need arm B. Let's go see if we can fix that on the at the auto shop. I mean, in the shop. No. No, we cannot. Can I fix it over here? No. No, I cannot. Here? No. No, I cannot. Okay. And you're still telling me no, right? Yeah. All right, so we need to buy a new one of those. Okay. Okay. Because I'm starting to think maybe I didn't buy it. I just put it in my cart. 5 credits. I didn't see what we got it for, but at 5 credits, who cares? You know? Even if they make me pay full price at 5 credits, I don't care. It's 5 friggin' credits. I can. Okay, so there's that. Now, the serpentine belt is at 19%, so we need a new one. 40 credits, we'll get it for 34. And then we got the radiator fan. Okay, 36. So again, north of 30. That's the big thing. It's got to be north of 30. Okay. Before I do that, I think we should disengage. Let's take a look at the air filter we'll put on after. We got 3 parts not discovered. Repair all engine faults. So this, yeah, so I think we're in over here now because of the fact, I was thinking gearbox, but it says specifically engine faults. So whatever's happening is happening to the engine. So we've checked out the right side of the engine, the passenger side. I think it's 35 and 36. Okay. Again, some of these look toasty. And what are we looking for? I think we're looking for 3 parts. So 47%. And again, we tested, and one of the rocker arms came up. So I would be surprised if it's rocker arms because the tests we did seemed to test the rocker arms. So it shouldn't really be 36%. Those 2 down there at the end look pretty bad, though. 39%. 49%. Okay, this one here, I'd be surprised. I'm going to be surprised if this one isn't toast. 30%. It's on the line. So we'll have to see if it makes it on the list. If it doesn't, 42%. Okay. Let's see if it made it on the list. It did not make the list. So 30, it's got to be below 30, I guess, you know? Get these clips. What are you doing? All right, I think I'm going to call it here because I'm starting to do things that don't make any sense. We don't need to lift this cylinder head because we dropped the oil pan and we were able to see. Not to mention we ran a test that told us that there were some broken piston rings. So they tested the piston. So it's not here. I would have to say, my thought process is not here. We checked the electrical system, so it can't be spark plugs, because that would be something else that I might look at was the spark plugs. But again, this is kind of a little bit of a head scratcher. I'm gonna have to figure out or think about where in the engine can we be missing stuff, and I might have to run some of these tests a second time just to kind of. Like I told you, I wish there was a section where, here's something for the developers if they're out there and they happen to catch this stream. If we could go back here, and if there was an extra button here that would allow us, that would give us test results, previous results or whatever, so that we can, rather than having to run the tests 2 and 3 times. We can test it once, and then we could refer back to what the results were. That would be kind of cool. That would be very helpful. All right, so there's that. We're going to put the new filter on. And we have to do fluids because we pull all the fluids out. That's at 32%, so that's not a problem either. So brake servo? You have to empty it before you can pull it off. But again, I don't know how to test the brake servo without pulling it off. Alright, so power steering is refilled. Radiator cap. Yeah, so this is a head scratcher. I think there's still three items. Okay. Cooling system is refilled, and oil. Oh, the oil pan. That's right. We didn't put the oil pan back on. Okay. I'm gonna do it. In for a penny, in for a pound. And then I think I might even. Although we checked it, I mean, one of the tests we did. 39%, so it's not the brake servo. We did what was it? A fuel pressure test, and the fuel pressure test told us that the fuel pump was good. So, well, not good, but not worthy of being replaced or fixed. Ooh, a little too much brake fluid, but that's okay. So that's where she sits. We're missing 3 possible parts to this vehicle. And then we can be on to the next one, which, like, again, that would be that one, and we'll take that one out on the racetrack. We're going to try and do better than we did last time. Engine faults. Are we all buttoned up here? No. Rod cap. The other ones were okay. So what if I'm overlooking the obvious? Because this would be, I guess that would be considered an engine fault. I would consider a suspension fault, but these little things here, these little rubber bushings at times, they can be a pain. That's got it. Let's take a look. %. Nope. Jeez, this one's tough. This one is tough. With all the stuff, because it's an engine fault, so it's a kind of a, I don't know. Well, folks, we're going to call it here. We've been on it for an hour and a half, so I think that's enough. That's about as much as anybody can take of me for a while. So come on back next time. We're going to continue to work on this one. We're missing 3 parts. We will track them down. We will hunt them down. We will find them. And we will hurt them. No, we will get them out of there. But until I see you again, be safe, be well, be good. Be back here next time and help me get to the bottom of this. Until then, bye-bye.